Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is a video makeover of an earlier presentation in which I outlined the therapeutic procedure that cured me of gluten intolerance. I suffered from an advanced case of this condition from around February of 2015 to April of 2017. In this presentation, I'll confine myself to instructing my listeners on the steps of the curative procedure alone. But if you wish to hear of my experience with the disease and of how I discovered the cure, please find supplement number 3 on my channel, The Dark Days of Gluten Intolerance and How I Discovered the Cure. Presently, for the curative procedure, I'd like to preface this by sharing that this procedure is inspired or was inspired from my understanding of what in biomedicine is known as Le Chatelier's principle, which Dr. Jeffrey Bland in his Functional Medicine Update series used to summarize as: if you put stress on an equilibrium, that equilibrium moves in the direction that minimizes the stress. That is Le Chatelier's principle. In practical terms, what it suggests is that you can develop tolerance to a stressor through habituation. Step 1. Obtain any cooked preparation of a gluten-containing grain. This may be unleavened bread, or it may be porridge, or in the early stages it may be bread made with yeast. As for the grain, ideally you would use barley. Barley has been the foundation of the sick or convalescing person's dietary regimen going back to antiquity. If you wish for an illustration of this, you will find numerous in Wilder Penfield's biographical novel of Hippocrates, The Torch, and most aptly on page 312. Presently, using wheat for this procedure, I expect should be fine in the very early stages, but not as you progress. I'll be happy to share the attendant technicalities on your request. Step 2. Take your gluten-containing preparation, bread or porridge, and break off a small speck, small enough to only just be visible to the naked eye. Ingest it. In my case, I would flare within 60 seconds following ingestion. If you somehow don't flare from this tiny amount, you should double the amount you're ingesting, because inducing a flare is a necessary part of the process. Following the flare, you should proceed as follows. Either wait for it to subside, which may take a few hours, or wait till you sleep again. And the latter is the more gentle of the two routes, although it will almost certainly take longer. Step 3. Once the flare subsides, repeat what you did in step 2, using double the amount of the gluten containing grain as you did the first time. Again, you will flare. But you may notice what I noticed, and that is that the second flare is not twice as intense as the flare was in the first instance. Presently, as soon as this second flare subsides, repeat the process by doubling the amount again. In my case, I kept doubling the amount till I reached about 8 to 10 grams, and thereafter I increased it a little bit less precipitately. With each exposure, you should notice that the intensity of the flares is either at a plateau or that it is actually diminished if you ingest the same amount a second time. Keep repeating these steps till you reach the standard 300 grams a day of whole grain. In my case, by the end of the very same week, I was eating as much bread daily as is made from over 200 grams of barley flour, while experiencing only very low grade flares. And then these flares subsided as well. And eventually they disappeared completely. It has been over 5 years, and I have never again suffered from any symptoms of gluten reactivity in this entire period. I am cured of gluten intolerance. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And it should be the same for you. Inshallah. Inshallah.